Hello guys, so this time I wanted to just make a different video that sort of just delves to a deeper topic, which is the title of the video, why you should take yourself too seriously. I just thought I'd try something different, see how this kind of goes. Maybe you guys would like it. But yeah, I think all of us tend to take things quite seriously outside of your hobbies, unless you want to take it to like a professional level or like hanging out with your friends, so like, school or work or whatever. But, for me, I think when you take things too seriously, it just makes life way more stressful because it adds sort of like this invisible pressure that you can't see, but you can feel it. Like you can feel it in your mind, even in your heart too. And then that stress just slowly eats away at you. It saps your energy over time. I think I saw a video on this, and it's so true. When you leave things for too long to procrastinate in the back of your mind, it like sort of slowly drains your energy, and it's just not fun to deal with because it makes you way more tired in your day-to-day life, and then it's just like makes things way worse. But yeah, it just affects your social life, and I don't have any evidence to back this next point. I don't have any evidence to back up, but I feel like when you take yourself too seriously, there's sort of this aura that they can sense, and I'm using the Gen Z language, but it does make sense in this case. I think when you do this, then other people just feel like on edge. They can't really make jokes, or they can't really feel too comfortable around you. They feel less relaxed as well if you just take yourself too seriously, because they might not want to offend you or whatever. And I think taking yourself less seriously also makes building trust a lot easier. People might tell you their issues, might open up to you. I think it's easier for you to also open up to them as well, because you're not thinking about any potential crazy consequences. Obviously, depending on the person or whatever, you should probably think about that. But in general, I think it's a good thing, like to just be more honest and open, and not take it too seriously in that way as well. Because based on my experience, the more you do this, the easier it'll become as well to make friends. People naturally will sort of sense that you're a lot more, you're a chill guy, right? People will will sense that, and they'll wanna sort of be with you because you're authentic. From what I hear, and I guess based on my experience, it's probably the case too, that being like authentic, being yourself as much as possible. Obviously, I probably am not 100% myself every single second of the day, but I do think it's pretty important to try and be yourself and all of that. As cliche as that is as well, right? Now, obviously, I'm not saying to be unserious about everything. You gotta take your family, your friends, your health, your finances, those fundamental aspects that set you up for success, right? Now, something I do think is important to mention here is self-respect as well. So, I think, moving through life not rigidly but fluidly with that self-respect go hand in hand. Because also, if you take something not seriously enough, then you run the risk of having not self-respect, if not being able to set boundaries, that kind of thing, and not having enough respect for yourself to sort of establish what's okay, what's not, if you take stuff way less seriously. So that's why self-respect is important. But if you go the complete other way and you have maybe not too much self-respect, maybe is not the right word, but having just too much expectations maybe of yourself, and you expectations of how other people see you, then I think that's also not good, because you can't really take life just not seriously. You can't really be just chill in life in general, right? Which is very important, because stress is quite problematic. It's the number one indirect killer. So you gotta take that in mind, keep that in mind, I guess. Now, I have said this obviously a little bit throughout the video, but this is only really based on my experience. So I can't really obviously apply this or generalize it to everyone. But I think not taking myself too seriously, maybe like just enjoying my life way more. And I think, at least based on what people have told me, I've made a big sort of positive impact on them, right? Which might be bad to say, maybe it's egotistical, but if I've heard it from other people, then I don't want to deny that either, right? I feel like denying that's also not a good thing. Denying people's sort of impressions, like good impressions of me. But it makes me a lot more positive as well. And in that way, when I'm more positive, I obviously just act more positively to others. I think it just lifts them up, I think it makes them enjoy themselves, not think about them problems for a little bit, makes them just relax a lot more. And then for me, I think I'm just so much happier now in life, now than before. Take the right things seriously, like my physical health, my mental health, my diet, that kind of stuff. But then I also just line up with how people view me, right? Obviously, I'm still working on this. It's going to be like a lifelong thing, I assume. because they're gonna go up and down. It's not a gradual thing; it just goes up and down, right? But I would say I've at least made quite a decent amount of progress in this aspect of life, I guess. I do think this also it just links to how much value you place on other people's opinions. You know, obviously, again, I'm still working on this, and I might talk about this specifically in another video of this style. But it is important to not place so much value on the opinions of other people, because especially if they don't truly care about you, and you know you don't really speak to, right? Because a lot of people do that. Even I do that too, obviously, here and there, where you just place so much value on the opinions of others, try to be like a people pleaser kind of thing. So it just makes it way more stressful, and just that invisible pressure I mentioned earlier, it just compounds that, makes it way more annoying to handle. But those things at the end of the day, you know, they can't be controlled, right? The opinions of others, even if it is people that you respect and like, and maybe what you want to do differs from how they view you. If it's something that you really want to do, right, it's just how it is. You can't really control how they view you. But if you just trust in yourself, you know, believe in yourself, right? A lot of this does kind of come down to like cliche sayings, but they're cliche for a reason, right? Because it is true. But if you just do that and not take the opinions, especially of people that you don't even really speak to or talk to seriously, you don't think about them, that will just save you a lot of energy in the long term, and it make doing the goals that you want to do, achieving the goals that you want to do, taking those risks way easier. Now, at the end of the day, you know, I'm only 21, right? So I don't actually know if I have enough experience. No, not I don't. I definitely don't have enough life experience to probably talk about this kind of stuff. You know, it's not like I'm 50 and I have my life figured out. I have like family, my own family and kids and everything. But I do hope this video at least helps someone, right? Because I think, especially for people my age, these kind of stuff should be talked about more, a bit more openly. Which I get why it's obviously very difficult, right? But I do think talking about it with your own family, your own friends, just people that you can trust, maybe your teachers or whatever, talking about it more, I think is very important, because this makes you feel way lighter, like mentally. It'll make you feel way lighter. So yeah, I hope this video maybe helped someone. If you have any questions in relation to this, you know, leave them in the comments, right? I'll try and probably make my normal videos and try my best to entertain. I hope the previous videos were entertaining enough. I don't actually know, they probably weren't, because I'm only, you know, just started this. I'm pretty new to this thing, but you know, I hope that these videos could be useful for someone. And you know, I put quite a lot of effort into this, the script writing. This is the first time I actually put you in like a script, so you maybe could tell I'm trying to read off this here and there. But I do hope that you guys enjoy listening to some random guy just talking about, hey, not take stuff too seriously for a few minutes. You know, I could make a part 2 to this topic specifically if you guys want to see something in relation to this specifically. But I might probably make other videos with other topics as well here and there. These videos in general take a bit longer to make than just playing a game and talking over it, so these might come out a bit sparingly. But if you guys do want to see, I'll try my best to make these videos a lot more often, at least as best as I can, because I'm, you know, I got other stuff going on. So yeah, just that's it for the video, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Take care and peace, guys. I'll see you in the next video, whichever type of video it is. Bye bye.